So much going on in the markets today. It has absolutely dropped in the last 36 hours. Bitboy crypto has got a whole lot going on. We're going to get into Gary Gensler, but first let's flip over and have a look at the red all over the chart. A lot of people do not want to see this. I think it's a good thing. We'll get into that in a second as well. Flipping over to CoinGecko here, we can see the market cap 1.24 trillion, down another 2.7% last 24 hours. Bitcoin below 29, Ethereum below 2,000, red all over the chart. I will get into why I think this is probably a good thing, why it's healthy for the markets. Having a look at Bitcoin here, 28,217. It's down 3.1% in the last 24 hours. We can see the market cap just over $500 billion, still a lot of money. But look at that chart down and to the right. What I want to show you here is the last 2 weeks. You can see how quickly we came up. And then if we have a look at the last 30 days, it paints a whole different story there. We came up and we're just coming back down to where we were. Not a bad thing. If we zoom out even further, now it's not looking so scary, is it? When we go up so fast, so rapidly, first I better say this video is not financial advice. When it goes up so rapidly, it does need to come back down. If it does close below that $28,000 level, that's when we need to revisit how long it's going to take before we get back up to these $30,000 highs. At the end of the day, it's probably a good thing that we are finding new support so we can step up. Same deal with Ethereum, below 2,000, 1942, down 1.5%. So not down as much in the last 24 hours as the big papa Bitcoin. And it is starting to gain a bit more steam. Zoom out 2 weeks. Not looking bad, above that 1850. Let's just flip straight over to 90 days. Look at that. Nice and healthy. Even if it was to come back down to 1600, maybe a good area to be buying some stuff. Now I want to show you this video of Gary getting absolutely grilled. Maybe some of you have seen it, maybe not. This guy is absolutely gone. This is the end of his days.
Well, if I could just note something about you, you mentioned you're hearing about the recent events in the markets, and I would note there were 3 banks that failed in those handful of days, those 4 or 5 days. And 2 of those banks, the first and the third that failed, Silvergate and Signature,
he gets
were engaged
grilled
in the crypto business. I mean, some would say they were, crypto banks. So it's interesting just how this was all had some crypto narrative as well.
It is a misnomer that the failure of Signature Bank was related to crypto. What we saw with Signature Bank is that it had a new-fashioned bank run, and the outflow of deposits were from a broad depositor base, including wholesale food vendors, fiduciaries, trust accounts, law firms. And in fact, the outflow of crypto deposits were in exact proportion to their representation in the depositor base overall. And in fact, some of those deposit outflows were actually pre-planned. So it's, of course, unfortunate that there was a run on the bank at Signature prompted by what we saw with SVB. But it is not the case that the failure of Signature was related to crypto.
How interesting is that? Gary is gone. That's the end of his days at the SEC. They are asking to get him out. Let's get on with it. Crypto bubbles. No real big winners in the last 24 hours. Cass. But that is it. Last week, still not looking that bad at all. Let's just flip through this really quickly. Long term, this is what I'm bullish on. BNB. Arbitrum, probably waiting for it to come down a little bit more before I get some more for my long-term bags. Just letting you know, full transparency. Radix as well. Market cap, 1 billion. Probably happy to start accumulating now. May wait for a little bit more, see what the market's doing. And then DYDX. I wouldn't mind it coming down a little bit more as well. Let's look at the last 30 days. Maybe starting to look quite appealing. So going back into Bitcoin here, Bitcoin moves below the 20 DMA, possible short-term bearish signal. Analyst says the world's largest cryptocurrency by market value traded a 10-day low and slipped between the 20-day moving average. One quote in this that I want to read. We could be witnessing the beginning of an overdue but overall healthy correction, which should encourage further accumulation. What I take away from that is when it went up so quickly and is at 30,000, close to 31, I was like, oh, I wanted a little bit more, comes back down, and then it gets scary to buy. I think this is the time to buy. Buy when others are fearful, sell when others are greedy. We can see over here with the fear and greed, it is the lowest it has been since we started the news at 52. Maybe that is a good sign to look at DCAing, but you need to do you. Now, over to the US, the SEC. Gary is back. He cannot shut his mouth. No, I believe he's doing the best that he believes possible. I don't agree with it. I don't think anyone agrees with it, but I think he believes in it, or he's just a puppet or a muppet. So the US SEC warns advisors they need to know crypto before recommending to clients for sure. The SEC is advising brokers and investment advisors they need to use heightened scrutiny when it comes to making crypto recommendations. In Feb, the SEC also proposed a rule the agency must keep clients' crypto assets with a qualified custodian. This will certainly leave out existing crypto firms. In the SEC's view, that generally means keeping the assets with a chartered bank or trust company. Potentially mean the SEC is seeking to effectively sever the advisors from the crypto sector. Of course, it's about protecting the big banks. That's probably what the whole war on crypto is about, is the big banks. The large institutional financial institutions are losing ground against crypto exchanges, against crypto in general, and they're scrambling back to regain that power that they have held for hundreds of years. Really, the last 100 years, we all know the fiat system is broken. So moving back over to the EU, the Parliament approves crypto licensing funds transfer rules. This is absolutely fantastic. Landmark MiCA regulation to take effect in 2024. The EU is just absolutely incredible with what they are doing. Maybe this is the hub of the Western world. So the European crypto asset industry has regulatory clarity that does not exist in countries like the US. Fantastic. Maybe they become the new crypto financial capital of the Western world. So landmark crypto laws pass in Europe. Lawmakers in the European Union on Thursday voted 517 to 38 in favour of a new crypto licensing regime, making the EU the first major jurisdiction in the world to introduce a comprehensive crypto law. The European Union also voted 529 to 29 in favour of a separate law known as the Transfer of Funds Regulation. So this requires crypto operators to identify their customers in a bid to halt money laundering. I think that is fair. Well done to the EU. This is really exciting. There's some actually really bullish stuff happening in crypto at the moment, especially with the China FUD disappearing, approving Bitcoin as property, as a commodity, basically over in Hong Kong as well. So that's why I see this more of a healthy correction, bit more of a pullback to that accumulation zone before another leg up. If we continue to get bad news, maybe it stays down here and drops a little bit lower for a while. But for me, I see the big lows are in 17,000. I don't think we're going anywhere near there. So Société Générale's crypto division introduces Euro stablecoin on Ethereum. This is super cool. GLE crypto division SG Forge has introduced a stable coin pegged to the Euro on Ethereum, saying it is the first such asset deployed on a public blockchain. So they will be offered to institutional clients, bridging the gap between traditional capital markets and digital assets, addressing increasing demand from its clients. One thing here they talk about, JPM coin has been in use since 2020 as a settlement between financial institutions, but it's on a public blockchain. But it's not on a public blockchain, and that's what we're all here for. The US government allows the bulk of Voyager Binance US deal to proceed, which is good. The court needs to continue to do its thing. It's not all of the deal, but parts of the Voyager and digital Binance.us sale could be allowed to proceed. The US government has now agreed, well done, that the bulk of Binance's US $1 billion deal to purchase assets of the bankrupt crypto lender can proceed, despite concerns the fine print of the contract would pardon breaches of tax or security laws. Let's read that again. Despite concerns the fine print of the contract would pardon breaches of tax or security laws. Absolutely fantastic. That is great to see. I wonder if they know that. Come on. So this is talking about Brian Armstrong. Coinbase receives license to operate in Bermuda. They are really going for a big push here, and the US needs to sort their stuff out really quickly. Otherwise, they're going to leave, and that's sad. Truly, the US needs to continue to. I think they need to continue to implement favorable laws, and that's what's going on with Gary at the moment. Congress is waking up, the American public are waking up, that you need to become crypto friendly. Obviously, if you're watching this, we all know this, but it is good to see that things are starting to move in the right direction, especially with Russia now mining Bitcoin, which we hid in yesterday's video as well to be able to avoid sanctions. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, say hi in the comments. I reply to each and every one of you. And if you can do us a favor, hit like and share the video with someone that you love. Do this because it is 420 National J Day. A shout out. The memes haven't done so well, apart from Pepe the Frog. Going back into Coinbase, they have obtained a license to offer its services in Bermuda as part of its international expansion efforts. So they received something called a Class F license. If you want to know more about that, let us know and we can do a deep dive. From the Bermuda Monetary Authority, BMA. This allows the company to operate as a digital asset exchange in that territory. Great to see. So Coinbase is on what they call an 8-week international expansion drive. Among other items, doubling down on its investment in the Canadian market as well. Maybe Canada becomes a big winner out of this. They're probably going to go to everywhere where they can get a license, a permit to operate on their 8-week journey. Fantastic to see. Now, Bitboy, some of you love him, some of you hate him. For me, and let's get real here, I don't take anything he says as financial advice ever. Same with this video. It's not. When I first got into crypto, I used to watch a lot of Ben, and I found him very helpful. Like I said, I don't take all of his recommendations or what he's shilling there. So I understand he has caused a lot of people to lose a lot of money. But on the other hand, he's helped a lot of people make a lot of money. He has made crypto very accessible for a lot of people. And we don't need to agree on that. But his new book, Catching Up to Crypto, really systematically lays out how crypto was, where it started, where it is now, and where it's evolving to. So even if you like him or not, it is actually a really good book. But this guy, he's a bloody troll. And he has huge nuts. He's got big balls, massive big balls. So Bitboy Crypto intentionally misses appearance to address alleged harassment. YouTuber and crypto Twitter personality Ben Armstrong openly mocked a federal judge's authority, tweeting pictures of himself on a beach during an ordered court appearance. I'm supposed to be in court today. I'm not. Why? because I don't give a F. Recklessness. Well done. And so if he doesn't appear on April 24 here, she would issue a warrant for the YouTuber's arrest. I know I just said he has big balls, but I don't think they're this big. I'm pretty sure he will show up on April 24. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you up to date. Funny one there. And then going over to the GOAT, Elon Musk, he's a GOAT. He's an incredible person. So Elon Musk threatens Microsoft with a lawsuit. He claims their AI trained on Twitter data. Microsoft has been threatened with a lawsuit from Tesla and Twitter CEO Elon Musk, who claimed the big tech firm illegally trained its AI on Twitter data. April 19, Musk tweeted that it was lawsuit time in response to the Post reporting that Microsoft would cease supporting Twitter. On April 25, across its online social advertising tools, smart campaigns, and multi-platforms. They do go on to say, the academics here, that it has made it really hard to be able to use the data for academic research and stuff like that. I don't know if there's an academic on the planet who could afford $42,000 a month for Twitter for their API. Pretty crazy stuff that's going on. This war between tech giants, Elon, Microsoft, we'll see how it progresses. They'll probably have a hiatus for a while. They'll make up and they'll get back into it. Anyway, that's the news. That's the Fast Facts. Have a very beautiful day. Hopefully that helped you catch up. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. Have a beautiful day. Be blessed. Peace.